Hello, my mysterious and resilient Scorpio souls. Today, I bring you a message that may stir something deep inside your spirit, because a nightmare is coming, and what follows will shock you in ways you never expected. But before fear rises in your chest, know this: the nightmare is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to awaken you. When dreams of running, escaping, or being chased haunt your nights, they are not random shadows of the mind. They are encrypted signals from your higher self and the universe, whispering truths you've been avoiding, pushing you to confront what you would rather bury. Scorpio, you were not born to live on the surface. You were designed to walk through the fire of transformation, and when nightmares arrive for you, they come with purpose, carrying the weight of karmic lessons and the promise of breakthrough. In the silence of the night, when fear takes shape as faceless figures chasing you, or endless corridors where you cannot find an exit, your soul is mapping the struggles you are meant to overcome, and beyond that terror is a revelation waiting to be seen. The shock that follows this nightmare is not about punishment but about liberation. A sudden crack in the walls you thought would never fall, a glimpse of the strength you've been carrying all along. Stay with me, because in the next moments we will decode what this nightmare means for you, how it ties to your destiny, and why what comes after might just change everything you believe about yourself. Scorpio, when we speak of nightmares, we are not talking about ordinary dreams that vanish with the morning light. We are talking about powerful messages woven into the very fabric of your subconscious. And for you, these dreams of running, escaping, and being chased are reflections of deeper truths you are carrying within your soul. Each shadow that appears in your sleep is not a random monster, but a symbol of the fears you've hidden, the responsibilities you've delayed, or the transformation you've resisted. And the act of running only shows how urgently your spirit is trying to get your attention. Being chased in your dreams is often your shadow self calling you to face what you deny. The unspoken grief, the buried anger, the secrets you never gave voice to. And while it feels terrifying, the truth is that the chaser is often a part of you that wants healing rather than harm. Escaping in a dream, Scorpio, is your subconscious showing you the path away from toxic patterns, a preview of the freedom you crave but haven't yet dared to claim. And though the dream feels like a nightmare, it is secretly your training ground, teaching you that your soul is faster, stronger, and more resilient than the darkness pursuing you. The reason this feels so intense for you is because you are ruled by Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, and Mars, the planet of conflict and pursuit, which means your dreams often mirror karmic struggles, ancestral wounds, and cosmic tests that demand transformation. What follows after this nightmare will shock you, because the energy of fear is always followed by a revelation, a breaking of chains, a sudden opportunity, or a truth about yourself that will shift your path forever. And this is why you cannot dismiss these dreams, because they are not meant to haunt you. They are meant to prepare you. Scorpio, think about the way the dream unfolds, the pounding of footsteps behind you, the shadow that never quite lets you rest, the endless road where you run and run without knowing where safety lies. And yet hidden in that relentless chase is the mirror of your own life, because what you flee from in dreams is often the very truth you are meant to face in waking reality. The faceless pursuer may not be an enemy at all, but the weight of unfinished choices, the guilt of words left unsaid, the pressure of responsibilities that grow heavier the longer you delay. And in this dreamscape, your soul is screaming that avoidance can no longer be your answer. You are not running from someone, you are running from yourself. And the longer you run, the closer you come to the turning point where fear transforms into revelation. For Scorpio, this nightmare is never just fear, it is prophecy, showing you that the moment you turn to face what hunts you, the nightmare dissolves into clarity, and the shock that follows is that you were never powerless, you were never truly trapped. You were always the one holding the key. This is why these dreams feel so alive, why you wake with your heart racing, because your subconscious is telling you that the time for escape has ended and the time for awakening has begun. The message is clear. What seems like a nightmare is the storm before liberation, and if you have the courage to stop running, you will see that behind the terror lies the door to the next chapter of your destiny. Scorpio, the beauty hidden within these nightmares is that they are not here to punish you but to strip away illusions. For every time you wake breathless from a dream of escape, you are being pushed closer to the truth that what you fear is rarely as powerful as the strength already alive within you. Nightmares come as fierce teachers, disguising themselves in darkness, so that when you finally see the light breaking through, it feels all the more shocking, all the more liberating, because you realize you were never meant to remain a prisoner of fear. What follows after the nightmare is often an awakening that cannot be ignored, a sudden moment of clarity where you understand why a certain person, job or relationship has weighed you down, or where the universe reveals exactly what must end so that a new beginning can take root. For Scorpio, this process is even more profound because your soul was built for transformation. You are the phoenix who burns in the fire of nightmares, only to rise stronger, wiser and more aligned with your destiny. These dreams remind you that your shadow is not your enemy, but your hidden ally, carrying the keys to your growth, and once you stop fleeing and dare to face it, you discover the shocking truth. The nightmare was only a doorway, and stepping through it leads to the freedom, healing, and breakthroughs you've been waiting for. Scorpio, when the nightmare fades and the first light of morning touches your soul, you begin to realize that what once terrified you in the shadows now feels like a message carved into your very being. A reminder that darkness is only temporary and always followed by revelation. The shock that follows such dreams is not the fear itself, but the clarity it awakens. Because suddenly the things you thought you could not face, the betrayal you buried, the decision you avoided, the change you resisted, stand before you in undeniable truth, and you feel the surge of power that comes when you finally stop running. This is the hidden purpose of these dreams. They prepare you to meet life without masks, to rise without excuses, to claim the freedom that only comes when you confront what once haunted you. For a Scorpio, this moment is deeply transformative, for your spirit is wired to embrace the cycles of death and rebirth, and nightmares are simply rehearsals for the phoenix within you to ignite again. As you step forward, you will notice that what follows is not more fear but unexpected breakthroughs, a chance encounter, a hidden opportunity, a spiritual sign that confirms the nightmare was never an ending but the beginning of your liberation. Scorpio, this is why the universe sends you these haunting visions in the silence of night, because your soul is ready to receive what your conscious mind has been too hesitant to accept. And though the nightmare feels like chaos, beneath it lies order, a sacred design guiding you toward transformation. The faceless figure that hunts you is not here to destroy you but to strip away the false layers you've carried. The fear that you are not enough, the doubt that keeps you from stepping into your power. And as the dream repeats, it presses harder until you cannot ignore its truth. You were never meant to escape forever. You were meant to turn, to face the chaser, and in that moment of confrontation you discover it was only a shadow of yourself longing to be healed. The shock that comes after is the realization that liberation was always within reach, and what once felt like torment was actually the catalyst for clarity, a mirror showing you where growth is waiting. For Scorpio, every nightmare is an initiation, every chase a ritual of awakening, and every escape a rehearsal for the moment you finally claim the life that is meant for you. Scorpio, once you understand this secret, the fear that once kept you awake at night begins to shift into something different, something powerful. because now you see that the nightmare was never just a dream, but a prophecy of rebirth, a cosmic rehearsal for the transformation that only you were destined to live through. Each time you feel yourself running in that dark landscape, it is your higher self preparing you to outrun the illusions of the past, to shed the heavy skins of doubt, betrayal, and pain, until nothing is left but your raw and unshakable truth. And what follows, the shocking aftermath, is the unveiling of opportunities that seemed impossible before, the courage to leave behind toxic cycles, the strength to claim abundance, the clarity to recognize hidden allies and expose silent enemies. For you, Scorpio, this is more than just symbolism. It is the rhythm of your life path, the way the universe shapes you into the phoenix that dies 1,000 times and rises each time brighter, stronger, more unstoppable. The nightmare is the trigger, but the revelation is the reward. And if you dare to embrace it, you will find that the very thing that once terrified you is the key to unlocking the destiny you were always meant to walk. Scorpio, numbers carry a language that your soul understands even when your conscious mind overlooks it. And when they appear within your nightmares, they are not random. They are codes from the universe, pointing to the timing of transformation that is about to unfold in your life. Imagine waking from a dream where you kept seeing the number 3 repeating. This is the vibration of completion, urging you to close unfinished cycles so that you can step into alignment. If you dream of the number 7, it is not mere coincidence. It is the number of karmic lessons, a sign that what chases you in the dream is tied to unresolved energy from the past. And once you face it, you break free from chains that may have lasted lifetimes. The number 9 often signals endings, telling you that the escape you experience in your nightmare is really your soul rehearsing the release of something heavy. A job, a relationship, or even an old version of yourself that must die so rebirth can take place. And when the number 11 or 22 slips into your dreamscape, know that these are master numbers, portals of divine timing, showing you that your nightmare is a threshold. You are meant to cross into higher wisdom and power. For Scorpio, these numbers are especially significant because you live in cycles of death and rebirth. And when they appear during a nightmare, it is the cosmos aligning your subconscious with the calendar of destiny. Pay attention also to the moon phases when these dreams arrive. Nightmares that come during full moons often carry messages of release, while those that appear during eclipses shake you awake to truths you can no longer deny. The shock that follows is realizing that your nightmare was not just fear, but prophecy, showing you exactly when and how your next transformation will reveal itself, reminding you that even in the darkest dream you are never lost, only being guided by the numbers and symbols that point to your rebirth. Scorpio, beyond the symbols and the numbers, every nightmare carries a spiritual message tailored to your soul. And though it may arrive wrapped in fear, its essence is always guidance, pushing you closer to the truth you were born to embody. When you are chased in dreams, the message is not that you are weak or doomed, but that you can no longer avoid the shadow you've buried, because only by facing it will you unlock the wisdom it holds. When you run endlessly with no escape, the universe is whispering that you are not trapped. You are resisting the very door that leads to freedom, and the moment you stop fleeing is the moment clarity arrives. For Scorpio, these nightmares are not punishments. They are sacred initiations calling you to step fully into your transformative power, reminding you that your destiny is not to hide, but to rise. The shocking aftermath of such dreams often comes as sudden revelations in waking life, hidden truths surfacing, karmic debts settling, or divine protection being revealed just when you thought you were alone. Spiritually, the message is clear. Your nightmares are proof that the universe is working on you in the unseen, preparing you to shed what is false and claim what is true. They tell you that fear is not the end of the road, but the threshold to your higher self. And if you trust the process, every nightmare becomes a prophecy of rebirth, a sign that you are stepping closer to the divine alignment that has always been waiting for you. Scorpio, now that you understand the message behind these haunting dreams, the question becomes, what can you do with them? How can you transform this unsettling energy into something that empowers rather than drains you? The first step is awareness. When you wake from a nightmare, write it down immediately. Capture every detail, because your subconscious is delivering clues you might otherwise forget with the morning light. Next, look at who or what was chasing you. Was it a stranger, an animal, a faceless shadow? Each carries meaning. Either an external influence you need to confront or an inner fear you must finally face. Once identified, shift from fear into empowerment by using affirmations that rewrite the story, declaring that you are safe, protected, and no longer a prisoner of the shadow. Scorpio, you are deeply intuitive, so practices like meditation, journaling, or even simple breath work can help you decode the emotions buried beneath these visions. You might also find relief in spiritual cleansing, salt baths, burning sage, or quiet prayer to release what no longer serves you. Most importantly, act in your waking life where your dreams are pointing. If you are being chased in sleep by unresolved conflict, face that conflict in reality. If you are running endlessly, stop postponing the decision you know you must make. The nightmare is not meant to paralyze you, but to propel you forward. And when you respond consciously, you transform fear into fuel, shadow into strength, and the dream itself into a tool for rebirth. For Scorpio, this is the ultimate alchemy, turning darkness into power and nightmares into the very force that awakens your destiny. Scorpio, as you integrate these lessons, you will notice that the nightmares no longer hold the same power over you, because instead of waking in fear, you awaken with clarity, seeing the dream as a messenger rather than a curse. And this shift marks the moment you step into your true role as the phoenix. The nightmare came to shake you, but what follows is liberation. The discovery that you can face your deepest shadows and still rise, that you can walk through fear and come out carrying wisdom, and that every dream of running was actually guiding you toward the freedom your soul has been craving. This is the shocking gift that follows, the realization that you are not the victim of the dream, but the creator of its meaning, and by embracing it, you rewrite the story of your life. For Scorpio, the Phoenix myth is not just legend, it is your truth. You fall into darkness only to burn away what no longer serves you, and from the ashes you emerge brighter, stronger and more unstoppable than before. Let the nightmare be the spark that ignites this rebirth. Let the chase be the ritual that proves your strength, and let the escape become the doorway through which you step into destiny. Because the universe has always known what you are only now beginning to realize. You were never meant to be broken. You were meant to be transformed. Scorpio, as this awakening unfolds, you start to sense that the nightmare was not just a fleeting vision of the night, but a map etched into your spirit, pointing you toward the very doors you must open to claim the life waiting beyond fear. And this realization shocks you, because you finally see how every dream, every chase, every moment of escape was aligned with the rhythm of your transformation. The fear that once drained you now fuels you. The shadows that once terrified you now teach you. And the endless corridors of your dreams no longer feel like traps but thresholds, reminding you that you are not meant to run forever. You are meant to arrive. This is where Scorpio's gift shines brightest, because unlike other signs, you were born to walk through the dark and return carrying treasures of wisdom. And the nightmare that once felt like torment becomes the torch that lights your way. The universe has been preparing you through these visions, breaking down the false walls of illusion so that you can finally step into your truth without hesitation. And as you embrace this message, you discover that what follows the nightmare is not fear at all, but the stunning revelation that you are freer, stronger, and more aligned with your destiny than ever before. If this message resonated with you, Scorpio, share your dream experiences in the comments below and let others know they are not alone. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more soul guidance, and stay tuned for the next message the universe has for you.